Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Murphy from the Upton Town Library. I am the children's and young adult librarian here at the library, and I just wanted to take a minute to give you a quick tour of the young adult section, because maybe this is your first time or you're an old visitor, but we want to remind you of what we have to offer. So let's take a little tour. Here we are at the entrance of the library. We're in the building, and the first things you'll see when you come in will be our hand sanitizing station directly across from our circulation desk. And at the circulation desk, usually there'll be a librarian here who will help you if you need help or just say hello. So everything here is marked. We're going to take a little tour, a riding tour, and you'll see arrows on the floor giving you direction. In case there are other people in the building, you want to be aware of that. If not, just feel free to browse on your own. And I'll show you where the children's section is first, because you're just probably coming out of the children's section for your reading choices. So here we are. And down here, around the corner, is our young adult section. So it's right on the back here, right at the back corner of the library. So you can see we've got a lot to choose from, and I'll show you. Right up there it says young adult, and that top shelf is always packed with new titles. So let me pause this and we'll take a look. So our top shelf is where you can find the newest titles. Everything that's a new title will always have one of these new stickers on the spine. They're not really organized any other way on this shelf. We'll usually put a few on display just to give you a couple choices to pick from, and then you're able to browse the rest of these on your own. We've got our sign here that says new titles marking the shelf, and then everything else will be alphabetical by the author's last name. So we start with our A's, we go across the shelf, and then we go down to the shelf below it, all the way down to the bottom shelf, and then back up to the next shelf. So the best way to get to know our collection is to browse. And we've got a lot of choices. We've got just regular fiction, our mysteries we have marked with mystery stickers. So if you like things that are a little bit of a page turner and a mystery or a thriller, they'll have those stickers. We have books that are science fiction with our science fiction stickers. And then we've also got ones that are historical fiction. They've got those stickers, and you can see this little sign sticking out. It says, "I am highly recommended, read me." Sometimes I'll stick these in books just to give you an idea of things that either I've recommended or I've read myself. So I wanted to give you a heads up for those. Also, we've got a container here with some bookmarks. Teen Reads is our program that we use once a month here at the library for the teens. Each month we do a new social media post recommending a title to all of you, things that are hot and fresh on the bestsellers list, so just ones that have a lot of buzz about them. So be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. There's nothing else to do with that other than follow us. We know that it's hard with your time to find time to join our virtual book club, so we've just made it a social media post once a month for you. We've also got some read-alike bookmarks in here, so let me show you those. If you like historical books, we've given you some titles that might appeal to you. We've also got a read-alike for dystopian titles, so if you're into things like Hunger Games and Divergent, fantasy stories, we've got those titles, mysteries and thrillers, science fiction titles, and realistic fiction titles. So we keep those pretty current with things that either we have in our collection or that are easy to find for you from other libraries. And we keep those updated throughout the year. So right now, those have been lists for quite a while, so they'll probably be updated once the new year comes around. I'm going to turn around, and behind me is our graphic novels. We've got young adult graphic novels here. So again, the newest ones are going to be on the shelf on display with those new stickers for you. And sometimes we'll put some other ones up here that you might enjoy. But we've got a whole bookcase full of those, and all of these have these graphic novel stickers on them, and they're usually alphabetized by the author's last name. Sometimes we make a little bit of a change with that, and we might put put them by the character's name. So if you're looking for things like Marvel comics, you might find Avengers under A, you might find Spider-Man ones under S. So we might make changes like that, but we've got a lot to offer. And sometimes you'll also find some nonfiction in here, or you might find graphic novels of popular books that you're reading in school. Let me see if I can find one for you. Let's see. Here's one. The Odyssey. So we've got a graphic novel version of that. I know we've got some of the titles that are on your summer reading lists. Here's one that I know, I think freshmen might have read, To Kill a Mockingbird. So we've got graphic novels of that. It's kind of nice sometimes if you're not sure what the story is that you're reading in your class, to get a second look at what the story is about in a visual way. So we have all kinds of things to help you with your school as well. So let me pause this and we'll take another look at some more materials. Here we are on the other side of the young adult collection. So I'm going to move you a little closer. You can see that's the circulation desk at the very end there. And this is where the adult section begins with the A's. But if you look, we're at the end where those magazines were. And we're going to swivel around and we've got more of the young adult books here on this side of the collection. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but our young adult books also all have this young adult sticker. So that's when you'll know you're in the right section. And I also always like to put books on display to give you some ideas of things that are in our collection. Because when you see the collection, it can be quite overwhelming with so many books. It's like being a kid in a candy store. You don't know what to choose. So sometimes we'll put some things on display for you just to give an idea. And again, here's another one down here. I think this was on a summer reading list for Nitmuc at one point, and this says, "Help, get me out of here," because we love to get books in your hands. And once you are kind of finished with young adult, or even if you're still reading young adult, you might want to check out our adult collection. We've got stacks and stacks and stacks of books. We've got audio books. Let me take you for a ride over here. All these audio books that if you like to listen to CDs, pop them in your car and listen to those while you're driving. And then this is back to the beginning of our library. We've also got a great nonfiction collection. I'm going to bring you over to that. Nonfiction starts down these aisles here. So just to give you an idea of where we are, here's the back of the library. This is kind of toward the front door. About halfway through, and here we are back at the doors. And another thing you might enjoy, I know a lot of things are streaming nowadays, but we've got DVDs and lots of them and lots of new releases. The final thing you need to remember when you come to the library is your library card. So I wanted to show you what our library cards look like. This is a regular wallet-sized library card. And we also have keychain style if you like that. That way it's always with you if you're driving. These are the most important things you have to remember to bring with you when you come to the library. And it's easy to get one if you don't already have one. A lot of kids, you've gotten them when you were in first grade in our district. We do the annual first grade field trip to the library to get your first library card. If they've expired or they've been deleted from the system, you can easily get a new one. All you need to do is visit the library, come into the circulation desk, wearing your mask, and bring in some sort of ID. If you have a license with your current address, that's all you need. If you don't have that, a school ID would work, or even a piece of mail that has been mailed to you at your address. Bring anything that you can think of that would serve as an ID for you, and we'll be happy to help you. A library card is one of the most important things you can carry in your wallet every day, and we can't wait to see you at the library using yours. So see you soon, everyone.